is.
Yeah.
One of the craziest things that we used to do too is security there. And this is the ones that really will touch you. Like I remember my very first one of this was because we had to transport bodies. Because like if somebody passed away, you know, the nurses put them in the bag and all that. We have to transport them from wherever they died in the hospital to the morgue, and that was our job. Which doesn't sound like it should be our job.
Like a security guard job at all.
It doesn't sound like. Well, I guess we're gonna security them all the way to you know where they're going.
Just tell them.
Yeah, and the very first one I had was like a 3-month-old. That one that messed me up. That was my very first one. And one of my very last ones was actually
3-month-old.
Yeah. And my daughter was 3 months at the time too.
Yeah.
So like that was when I first started. That was literally like my first day there in the hospital. And like, I mean, I literally had one thing after another. Like I had code blue, I had a helicopter, I had someone pass away, I had this, I had that. Everything that could happen on a shift that usually spreads out like between weeks.
Yeah.
Happened in one day. And that was my first day. And then I had a friend pass away, and we had that one hurt most because like we had to transport her to the morgue. And I remember when the my guy showed up, he actually came to get her eyes because she donated her eyes to help someone else see. And I was like, dude, that's beautiful, because she died of cancer, and really like she was in the hospital for, you know, there was no leaving. And I just remember that. I remember always seeing her, and I would go in there, talk with her, and then I get that phone call. Oh, she's gone.
Yeah.
And I went to work that day, and that was one of the worst ones I had to deal with.
That's tough, man. Even before that part of the story, that's like wild, because the trauma of seeing this stuff like every day has got to like, it takes a toll for sure. People don't understand that. When I think of trauma, they usually, and obviously children are a huge part of it, but I always think of that. Like, I didn't think of like what you would see, but I always think of like doctors, nurses and stuff. I'm like, they must see some wild stuff. Like every single day, and it must desensitize you a bit.
And the stuff that I'm talking about was like, that's just like stuff that happened to me, and the stuff that happens daily there is like, and
that's
with the doctors and all that I have to deal with
your friend,
crazy.
Man. I don't know if I would have. Like it's tough.
It was very tough, but you know, she would have wanted me to power through it and keep
going.
So? Well, yeah. Oh yeah. She was the strongest person I knew. Like just she was great throughout everything, even though she knew what was going on. And that one hit close to home. Like that was just like, 'cause I said that was one of my last ones. Like I said, and then I left because like I couldn't tell. Like the stress was ridiculous there. I mean, yeah, I have some really funny stories. I had some really like crazy stuff happen. Like there was a naked guy who just like was running around through the hospital. We had to chase him. That was a fun one. Like I said, I went a little dark there, but like a little deep. But yeah, no, that was every day there was something different. Yeah, every day there was like something crazy, and we were like not prepared. None of us were. Like you can't train for that. Like you just get kind of like,
even if there was training, like you just don't know until you're in the middle of the moment. Yeah. And when it comes to stuff with death, man, it's so you don't know. And anyone that's listening that's never dealt with that, talk to someone who has, because it's wild. And I know you have, obviously, just told a little bit, but I have like a weird relationship with death, because I've lost a lot of people in my life, and I've seen some traumatic stuff, and I've been to some crazy stuff. And it's like, you deal with it differently, but you never really expect. You could totally train to like deal with it and still do terribly if you would consider it that when it happens. I remember
you enjoy puppies and you enjoy homes. There's Puppies Without Homes. If you subscribe to this channel, that could help a puppy find a home, I bet. Probably. I wouldn't risk it.